$590 million
Yes, sir.
within 1 year.
Yes, sir.
Is this sales and service combined?
It's sales service combined and also sales tax, the
So,
1% sales tax.
How do you manage that? How many people are on your staff?
We have 8.
8 people.
Yes.
And all of those dollars are floated through the paperwork through your office.
With the exception of those dollars that are procured by the 1% sales tax.
How do new people going into business, or those that don't know how to bid on certain services and so forth, get in touch with you and find out how they can become a part of this?
Well, the new Consolidated Purchasing Department, of course, is very interested in all type of businesses, and particularly local businesses. We're interested in doing business with you. We are what we call user-friendly department, and we're a customer-driven department also. And we encourage all vendors to contact my office. My number is 821-2422. My fax number is 821-2811. I encourage all local vendors and other vendors to contact my office on our seal bid process, on the written bids or quotes. Just contact my office and we'll be more than happy to work with you.
All right, now explain to me what you mean by seal bids, quotes.
Okay. The seal bid process are for those commodities or services that are $5,000 or less.
Okay.
Right now, currently, we have a $2,500 cap, but we're looking at that. We're looking at increasing that level. Because of consolidation, we feel like there's a need to go back and revisit that. Consolidation has brought to Augusta very positive changes. And I want the viewer and audience to realize that although we've only had 90 days as a consolidated purchasing department, as of the end of April, we have procured $30 million in services, sales, and commodities. So if there are vendors who are interested in doing business with us, just simply drop us a line, tell us something about your business, and we'd be more than happy to put you on our vendors list.
Then now on the ones that you said $2,500 or less, excuse me, these are phone calls. Should you say you make calls to get bids on that?
Written quotes?
Yes.
Well, we have a technician in our office that goes out for anything $2,500 or less, and it's called a written quote. And she is to call 3 vendors, and who has registered with us already, in most cases, and they will fax her a written quote.
Now on your seal bids, at the time of the opening of these particular bids, can the person be present at the time you open?
We encourage vendors to be present at our open bid process because we want them to be comfortable with us.
Yeah.
We enjoy vendors participating with us in that process. We encourage them to be present, or any taxpayer or anyone that want to just come and make an observation on how that procedure works.
Now on specifications and certain things, there has to be specs drawn. Who draw the specs up for certain services or certain items?
Usually the department head draws up the specification. We're moving into an area of generic specifications. So that opens the market to be more competitive. And since consolidation, of course, we've increased our vendors' market.
Well, this tells, even though if a person wants to bid on something, generic specification would not be such that they can't have a fair opportunity to bid.
No, we ensure that specifications are generic and that it does not tailor to any particular business or owner. And we try and discourage any other type of specs.
Have you seen any problems in our community as far as people not knowing how to get into this bidding process with your office?
I see fear from our areas.
Why?
Because it's that uncertainty that small business owners may be having.
I think the fear is because you send them a big pack of
a lot of paperwork.
Has that paperwork been cut down
Yes,
to several
has.
sheets rather than a whole book and having to get it back within 2 days?
Yes, it has. It has been cut down. We are now to a 2-page application process. If we have small-owned businesses or any business, we use that same.
One final question. What is the turnaround time when one finishes their services with, as far as them getting their money?
Well, right now we have a net 20 days after ARO.
You know, a small business can't do without that money for so long, and if when they finish the job, they need to get paid. And you said 20 days?
20-day turnaround.
20-day turnaround. And if there should be something wrong with the services and so forth, in order for them to correct it, those funds are held until that time it's corrected?
Well, they're held until that time they're corrected. We're hoping, though, that when a vendor realizes that there has been an error made, that they will contact my office or the accounting department immediately, and usually we can turn it around in about 2 or 3 days.
Good. Now, Sam, you have a big job, and I can assure you that there's going to be a lot of people happy to know that the door is open now.
It's open, wide open.
Wide open.
Wide open.
And if there's someone that don't know anything about bidding, then there's someone that assists them.
There's someone there to assist you. Please call me at 821-2422. Any of the purchasing technicians will be able to answer any questions, or ask for me. I'll be more than happy to talk with you.
Thank you so much. Today we have been talking with Ms. Geri Sam, Director of Purchasing of the Augusta-Richmond County New Consolidated Government. And we look forward to having her back again to talk with us about certain things. If you missed that number, give me a call and I'd be happy to direct you to her. Thank you. Until next time, may God bless. We're delighted to have an opportunity to talk to you and tell you about some things that's happening in our community. From time to time, we want to tell you who's where and what they are doing. And today we have with us Ms. Lena Bonner, who is the clerk of the council mayor. And certainly we want to talk with her because there are lots of things that she does that we don't even know about. Happy to have you with us, Ms. Bonner.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Howard.
How many years have you been with government?
As of January of this year, 24 years.
24 years. What was your first position?
I worked at the police department in records
In records. How long did you stay in records?
for about 1.5 years. And
Where
then
did-
I was asked to come to work in the mayor's office by then the clerk, Mr. Charles Phillips.
At that time, you were there with Mr. Phillips.
Right.
Okay. Were you his assistant?
No, I was working as a purchasing person in that office because it had a dual role as purchasing agent and the clerk of council, and I worked on the purchasing side at that time.
And from there, you went to where?
And then I was promoted to the assistant purchasing agent. And then under the Devaney administration, I was appointed as the deputy clerk of council and then as clerk of council.
Now, you've been clerk of council how long?
For the new consolidated government, I was appointed last August of '96.
What does this job entail?
The clerk of commission is primarily responsible for maintaining the official records of the government and to provide administrative support for the commission. It's a quasi-type administrator for the commission.
When you say records and so forth, does this mean the agenda and all these other things?
That's any official document, contract, resolution, ordinance, anything pertaining to the commission that they have officially adopted or voted on or will become a law within our municipal government.
Then this means once you get them and go through them, then what's another step to the attorney?
No, they pass the attorney, and by the time they get to the floor for a vote, it then becomes official record. And then those records are stored in the clerk's office in official capacity. Those are permanent records because those are the records that maintain the laws and that governs our municipality.
What about committee meetings? Do you have to attend those meetings also?
Yes, I'm responsible for coordinating all public meetings, commission meetings, committee meetings, any public meetings that the commission will be attending. I'm responsible for coordinating their activities.
What about media, et cetera, as far as the council and mayor is concerned?
Yes, it's my responsibility to make sure that all public notices are given to the news media when there's going to be a quorum of the commission at any time. So by law, I have to notify the media, and I'm responsible for that as well.
Then you work somewhat in the capacity of the attorney, in a sense, so to speak. If something comes to your desk, then it's cleared before it goes to the attorney or after.
Well, no, we work very closely together, and I usually coordinate those activities with the attorney to make sure that we're within the law, because the open records in the Sunshine Law requires that we meet certain criteria to allow to give the public notice when the commission will be acting in a official capacity.
Has there been any real change since consolidated government took over?
Yes. And the change that I've noticed is that the government has become more customer, citizen friendly. There's been a lot of changes as far as appointments to key positions within the government. A lot have been appointed by with minorities, which I think is a very positive and a plus. There's a more cohesive type atmosphere within the government, and things get done a lot quicker now.
Oh, is that right?
I feel that.
Is that because of the new government that's in place, and of course, seeing that these things are done more expedient?
Yes, I think so, because you have a vast number of people that has vast knowledge, and it seems that and you don't have to go several places to get things done. Now they're all centralized in one location, so it's relatively easy now.
Basically, what you're telling me, consolidated government is working real well,
I think so.
and of course, no regrets that it's happened, because from what you're saying to me now and to us, that things are happening much better.
In my perspective,
Your
yes, I
perspective.
think
Well,
so.
you should know, you're the clerk. Well, Ms. Bonner, we thank you for coming to be with us today, and certainly we hope and trust that your job will be as wholesome as you said. Of course, it's much, I wouldn't say easier, but more efficient for the people of Augusta and Richmond County. Now, the final thing, we are not Augusta, Richmond County anymore. You know, we are Augusta.
Augusta, right.
So most people have to understand that we're not Augusta,
Absolutely.
Richmond County.
Absolutely.
Thank you again for being our
Well,
guest.
thanks for having me, Mr. Howard. Thank you.
Until next time, may God bless.